Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. We are in Prince Rupert, Canada, where you saw us land, if you can call it that, in the last video. It's a little later here. Weather's cleaned up a little bit. Still raining, but everything's VFR and everything like that. So we're good to go. Uh, this is the airplane that I wanted to buy. And in this video, we're going to be checking out. This is a Focke-Wulf 149, designed by Piaggio, built in Germany. I've got the canopy closed, and we're here with the actual owner of the airplane, who's a little bit of a mute. That's fine. And in this video, we're going to go ahead and take it for a spin, see if we like it, see what kind of condition it's in aeronautically and stuff like that. And if we like it, after the flight, we'll go ahead and buy it. And we will fly it tomorrow morning up to Ketchikan, Alaska. At which point, we'll hop an Alaskan jet and get on our way up to Fairbanks, where we'll do some DC-6 diff. And on the back side of that, we'll come back down, grab it from Ketchikan, and onwards we go. Anyway, head to the interior view. So yeah, this is the beautiful Focke-Wulf 149. Amazing little airplane. Got the canopy closed and locked here. It's a little rainy. Don't want to get the cockpit all wet. Alright, so let's begin, shall we? So, gear handle is, or gear switch I should say, is down. Carb heat's off, cowl flaps are closed. Throttle's idle, propeller's idle, throttle's idle, propeller's idle, and mixture is all the way out. That's this weird one here. As you'll notice in this airplane, everything is in German. So, there's that. I mean, it was built in Germany. Parking brake is set. Go ahead and go to the left fuel tank for start today. Go ahead and put in the fuel control switch there. Battery, nav lights, and all of our gauges and the beacon light can come on. Verify we've got it on the tail there. And we got a generator warning because the engine's not running. Open up our little side window here. And we'll go ahead and bring the propeller. Actually, we'll leave the propeller there. Go ahead and do a electric fuel prime. So, because it's got a manual primer. Well, actually, hold on. Let me look at the manual here. Okay, so it's supposed to prime it and then use that separately. All right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That should do it for today. And we'll go ahead and get the fuel pump on. And we'll advance the mixture lever all the way forward so we see the fuel flow increase. That's this gauge over here on the right. Let's sit for a second. And off. Actually, no, we leave that running for the start. As you can see, it's about 340-ish. Alright, so go ahead and go magneto 1. And up goes the start lever. Or sorry, the start switch. Let's unguard it. And let's begin. Cool. I can go back to guarded. Fuel pump can come off. Mags can go to both. We've got a generator warning. Let's reset that by pushing in the circuit breaker there. Now, for the fun part with this airplane, I should go ahead and advance the propeller full forwards. And now we gotta wait for the warm-up period. Here's our engine temperature. It needs to get above 60 degrees Celsius, and then we can advance it to 1600 RPM or 1650 RPM. And we have to wait till it gets in the green band before we can take off. So, let it idle here and warm up. Go ahead and get on our instrument lights, these probe heat. We got the gyro, radio, and ADF spinning up. Just love that you can hear it spinning up in that. It's incredible. Put this back to both. We've got plenty of fuel today for what we're doing. And we'll just go ahead and do our run up here. Let these stabilize out first. Let's see. Altimeter is 2928, but in this airplane, since it's European, 991. In millibars. There we go. Gyros are alive. Go ahead and bring this pitch up here to make it easier to see. Right about there. Alright, let's go ahead and align the gyros, so we'll switch that over. And let's see, we're reading about 221, 222, 223, 224. So we're on 224, we'll set that here. So 2122. Right about there, should do. Alrighty. How are we doing on engine temps? Okay, it's above 60 now. Go ahead and advance the throttle to get about 1600 RPM. 1650. That'll do. Alright, we'll get a little bit of this guy on so that we can easier see the switches. Since it is a little dark. And not that we really need it, but we'll put the ice light on. That way we can see if we're picking up any ice here. Alright, let's go ahead and get this guy closed. Now, 1 second. Actually, never mind. I was going to get my track IR going, but then I remember I have to have the sim shut down for that, so that's a next flight type of deal. Alright. So, engine's not in the green yet. I'll have to wait for that to warm up. It's pretty cold out today. Only about 3 degrees here in Prince Rupert, and that's in Celsius. It's about 40-ish degrees Fahrenheit. A little less. But yeah, really just a unique airplane. I've wanted one of these for a while. They're very performant, which is what we're going to need being in Denver and being at, flying basically at minimum of 8,000 feet. So I need something that'll do well at altitude. Excuse me. We'll go ahead and set 1200. Put that onto altitude. Alright, and I'm actually going to tune in the Prince Rupert NDB. So, stand by. That's going to be 218. Oh, that's... okay. Right, 218. That's what we want. I'm not sure exactly how to use all the features of this ADF, to be completely honest, but there we go, 218. And okay, so it has picked up on that. Right. So ADF, that should be the direction of it. It should find that. Which we need to link that up with our heading. Our heading is currently 224. That's 22, 225, 224. Right about there. So it's saying it's directly to our left, or almost directly to our left, which is correct. Distance, I believe this is distance, or is that DFO or DFO? I'm not sure. See if it changes anything. Yeah, I'm not sure what that does. If you know in the comments, please let me know, because, yeah. Anyway, we're warmed up now, so let's go ahead and do our run-up. I'm going to go ahead and just turn this down. Alright, so we'll run up our engine to... what is it? 2,000 RPM. At least I think it is. Let me actually double check. It is. This is kind of important if I want to actually own this airplane. I'll bring the throttle back down here while I find it. Alright, we're back. So, propeller pitch lever is full forwards. We'll go ahead and run it up to 3,000 RPM. Right about there. Alright, we'll check manifold pressure, which we've got. Check the propeller governor by slowly increasing the pitch, which will decrease the RPMs. And we want to bring it back about 2,800. We'll go ahead and set our mixture here. Right about there, should be fine. Alright, we'll go full forward again. See if we can more accurately set our mixture here. Yeah, right about there. Anyway. Yeah, it doesn't seem to be working like it should as far as that goes. We'll just pull it out ever so slightly. And now we'll bring it down to 2,200 RPM. Alright, we'll check magnetos. So magneto 1 is from about 200 to 60, which just needs to be less than 180, so that's good. Go to back to both. And we're getting a little spicy on the engine, so I'm going to open that cowl flap. And we'll go to Magneto 2. About the same, so that's good there. Alright, and we'll go back to idle. Make sure it doesn't do any weird stuff now. Which it doesn't, so that's good. That's still set correctly, that's set correctly. We're good to go. We are completely good to go. Alright, so we'll go ahead and set takeoff flaps, which will be notch 2. Which we really don't need, because this is a stall airplane for those of you who don't know. So short takeoff and landing, but so we really don't need it in this case, but it's alright. So, anyway, we're set to go now. I'm going to turn on the taxi light here, which is our right landing light. And we'll pop the brake off. And away we go. Bring this up to around 1600. Maybe a little higher just to get out of moving out of the grass. Come on. Alright, head this way. Bit of an open ramp here. When we pop out, we should check the windsock. Although, from what I know, that we are definitely heading the right direction. Is that a little bit of snow I just saw? I think it might have been. So anyway, fuel flow's in the green, oil pressure's in the green, we've got manifold pressure, oil temperature's in the green, oil pressure is a little low, but that's because it's cold. Once we get the engine running real good, it'll go up. And all the lights and stuff are on, all of our instruments are set and aligned. We've even got an ADF set, or an NDB tuned in, I guess, would be the proper terminology there. Just get landing light on. So that'll be our left landing light in this case. And there's nobody on the approach, so we're good. And we don't need a back taxi or anything there. We'll just go for it. Got a little bit of a crosswind, but nothing too bad. So far, enjoying the airplane. I really am. I'm gonna add a little nose up trim here before we get going. Alright, for takeoff, fuel pump can come back on in case the mechanical fuel pump fails. Alright, and full throttle. Rotate it at around 65, 70 knots. Right about there. Gear can come up. Reduce the RPM back to 3,000. That'll be our climb power. Bring those flaps up. Get plenty of speed. And we're just gonna fly towards Prince Rupert, the actual town, which is off that way a little bit over there. You can just see it. Let's not stall the airplane out here. Fuel pump can come off. Alright. Manifold pressure can come back. right about there. Oil temperature's in the green, oil pressure's in the green. Basically right over the Prince Rupert NDB, and engine temps in the green. We're good to go there. I don't know what this place is in front of us here, but it looks interesting, like some sort of ship loading facility, some sort of factory or something. So we'll pop by there, then we'll head towards the actual town of Prince Rupert off our left wing there. We're going to cruise at around this altitude, so I'm going to go ahead and bring the prop back to about 2750, which will be our cruise power setting, or cruise RPM setting. I'm going to bring back the manifold pressure a little bit, add some nose down trim, help us with our endeavor. It's good, and we're going to go ahead and just get up over here so ever so slightly. That way we can see a little better. Well, maybe not. Still getting used to this airplane. This thing, I tell you, it flies amazing. God, that's beautiful. Alright, so what do we got here? Some sort of rail yard, maybe? Factory? Somewhat interesting. Cut off to the left here. It's getting a little foggy here in between these mountains, so I don't want to hang around for too long. Airplane is very responsive. Got a little bit of a descent there. Alright, so it looks like we can continue through this pass. Continue to the left. Interesting factory. Just above 1,000 feet. This would be a lot easier if I had my track IR running, but oh well. This should curve out to the left here. This is where all that rain just moved to from over the airport. So that's kind of eerie seeing that factory in the distance. This thing flies beautiful. And it's fairly easy to trim too for an aircraft of this age. Let's see, I should have continued left here momentarily. See that the Prince Rupert NDB is off to our left, a little behind us now. Guess this doesn't spin, that's fine. And boom, we'll be coming out right over the end of town of Prince Rupert here. Make a little left. See a little bit of a cloud slash fog over the mountain there. Absolutely wonderful. I mean, I guess on this we really don't need the heading. We just put the needle in the center of the gauge and call it a day. Alright, let's go out over the water, away from the terrain. We'll just pass right over the airport. And we'll go ahead and do some maneuvers and some stalls and stuff. I'll go and increase our RPM back up to 3,000. We'll do a climb here. This aircraft is screaming fast. It performs amazing. So we'll pass right overhead the airport, as we can see on our basically ADF display there. I'll keep climbing. Down at Prince Rupert there in the dock. Got a beautiful rainbow there. That's just perfect. I'm not entirely sure I want to be heading this way. Looks like there's more rain. I think I'll turn around here. Should be right about over the airfield, a little south of it. Speeds up there a little bit. Going to a sharp climb while doing a steep turn. How does it handle it? Bring the angle of attack down just a little bit. Give us some more speed. Really responsive aircraft. Straighten it out here. Oh, hello. Alright, we'll go ahead and do climb configuration stall. So just bring that nose up. No kind of stall warning in this airplane, it's just whenever that nose drops. Just kind of into a spin type situation. This airplane really does not want to stall. It's got so much power that it just wants to keep climbing, climbing, climbing. There it goes. It started to go into a spin there. That's fine. And then power back so we don't overspeed it, and recover. Stabilize our RPMs here because I bumped the pitch lever. We'll go ahead and turn back around and get away from these clouds. Beautiful hole that opened up right here. I think we'll probably do another stall and then line it up for approach and call it a day. Get a little bit of ice on the airplane here, it would seem. Just a smidgen. Gotta get some air going through the airplane. Open up the heaters. That should help take care of that ice here momentarily. Wings seem to be doing fine. It's just the glass is getting a little. Anyway, we're gonna go do a landing configuration stall. So go ahead and bring our throttle back here. Bring the power back. Pop full forwards. That's not gonna work in this case. It's fine. Go ahead and drop the gear. Drop 2 notches of flaps. We're basically at our landing speed. So bring the power to idle. Pitch up. There she goes. Real tame. We'll add a little throttle. And recover. Not too rapidly. We don't want a secondary stall. Bring that gear up. Bring the flaps up. And we'll go ahead and bring this back to around 1800. Or probably around 2300. 2400. And set ourselves up here for the descent. There we go. That seemed to have taken care of the ice. Got a little bit of icing on the wing there, so be cognizant of that. De-ice the airplane once we're on the ground. I'm gonna go ahead and avoid this stretch of moisture here. Try and descend down under it. And cut it real tight. Add a little bit of flap, just 1 notch. Help us keep that goal. You see, real lead light that came on there, that's a pretty nifty design for this aircraft. It's warning you that the landing gear is not down when you put the throttle to idle. And our prop heat is on. And basically, once the NDB comes out to the side here, we'll know that it's our turn. If we were in IMC conditions, which we're not. Beautiful town, Prince Rupert. I'll have to come back up here and fly some more sometime. This is kind of epic. Picked just the right time to come down here. Now, as you'll see, this airplane likes a lot of throttle in the approach. She can fly really slow, but you have to put in some power there, because otherwise it'll stall with the amount of drag that you have with this airplane available to you. We're only going to land flaps 2, so We're already at flaps 1. Actually, you know what? We'll land full flaps 5 stall and see how fast we can get this thing to stop. Go ahead and drop the gear. Go flaps 2. Propeller pitch full forwards. We want to maintain around 90 knots. Just exactly where we're at. Then we'll go flaps 3, 4, 5. And we'll want to maintain 80 knots. And gear is indicated down. Go ahead and flick that fuel pump on. Correct our angle here. Real responsive airplane, I love that. Get a little higher here so I can see. Little bit of a crosswind here. Let's go ahead and counter that. Try and get this approach under control. Ooh, there we go. Down we are. Barely on the edge of the runway. Jeez. This airplane does not enjoy crosswinds very much. That's okay. But that demonstrates how fast you can stop. Now, my mistake there is I really should have... I'll bring the flaps back up here. Fuel pump could come off. Yeah, with that approach, I'm gonna go mixture full rich. I really should have done flaps too, because with the amount of crosswind we were getting there, those big old flaps are gonna act like sails and make it even worse, which it made it a lot worse. That was because on there on final, I was basically full left rudder, and it just did not want to do it. So didn't crash the airplane. It's actually quite soft landing, and even if I did get it in the grass, which I didn't, I was close, I didn't get it in the grass, but even if I did, not the end of the world, this airplane can handle it. An interesting flight, as ever. Let's get the landing light off there. Make sure the engine's at idle there. Go ahead and let the... I'll keep all this on. The heat can come off. Cabin ventilation can get closed, or cabin heat, I should say in this case. Let's continue forwards here and park the airplane. The engine's got to be allowed time to cool down, which it is. Pull it back up right where we were. I'm hoping that this doesn't get worse and we can actually get out of here in the morning, but we'll see. Okay, we'll flip it around in the grass here. Right about there should do it. We'll go ahead and set the parking brake. Alright, our engine temp is well within the green band on the lower side of it, so we're cooled down. Engine's idling nicely. Got minimal fuel flow, which is good. Plenty of fuel on board. I'll go ahead and spin down the radios and the gyros, but first we'll go ahead and turn them off. And gauge lights can come off. You can come off. Ice light can come off. Flaps are indeed up. And we'll go ahead and pull the mixture. We'll pull the pitch lever and then the mixture. It should retard nicely, which it does. Okay. Magnetos can come off. Pull the fuel control. And lights, gauges. Lights and gauges can come off, and the battery can come off. Stop raining for now, so we'll go ahead and pop open the canopy here, even though it's going to be a little blast of cold air. Alright, folks. Well then, welcome back to Prince Rupert, where we started. And, yeah, that was a pretty good flight. The landing was a bit questionable, but that's just because laws of physics and wind. Vectors. Not my strong suit. Anyway, we'll go ahead and come back tomorrow morning. I am definitely going to buy the airplane, and we'll take it over to Ketchikan, where we'll hop an Alaska jet, fly the second half of the milk run up to Anchorage, and then hop on a, I think it's a Horizon E175 up to Fairbanks. See you guys in the next one.